Hmm? Are you serious? Hello everyone, welcome to Arkham Asylum. As I'm sure many of you know, the brand new LEGO Batman game has been revealed, and unfortunately it's not coming out till 2026. But that's okay, that just means I get to replay my favorite Arkham games, that being Arkham Asylum. To switch it up, I'm also going to be playing with no upgrades. And why am I playing with no upgrades, you might ask? Why not? That being said, please enjoy Arkham Asylum with no upgrades. But first, walking sim. While walking, I asked Joker about his favorite COD map, and then I got back to it. After walking a bit more, we met Killer Croc. Now, I really don't want to deal with Croc right now, so I'll deal with him later. And finally, after all that walking, we get the Joker behind bars. Good work, Batman, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Uh-oh.
The joke's on you. Ta-da! Honey, I'm home.
Well, it's time to get to it. Punch this guy, punch that guy, punch a few more guys. Open up this grate. Do not touch the gate. Proceed to keep beating up bad guys. Once all the bad guys are defeated, collect your Riddler trophy. You deserve it. After walking a little bit further, we take out Zaz, who's so incredibly easy that you literally take him out with a single button press, so I won't be talking about him much. But now, it's time for our first real fight. Yeah, this guy's pretty easy too. Yeah, so all you have to do is run to this corner and let him beat you up. Because this guy's a tutorial boss, you can't die during the fight, so before you do die, the game just makes him have a heart attack. Absolutely diffed. After taking out the Titan, Joker also leaves. I also find out that Gordon has been kidnapped by the one and only Officer Balls. Absolute cinema. Anyways, I get down to tracking Officer Balls and Gordon, which leads me to the first Predator encounter. This Predator encounter is very easy because it's also the tutorial Predator encounter. The enemies are also very spread out, so it makes them easy pickings. The room was no trouble except for this last guy who dodged my batarang and almost gunned me out of the air, but I still got him, so we're good. After taking out the first wave of enemies, 3 more enemies come, and these guys are just as easy to take out as the first wave of enemies. So after very swiftly dealing with all 3 of them, I go check up on Balls, and he's dead. Well, since he's dead, time to search for some new leads outside of the asylum. And it is nice out here, man. I know Return to Arkham usually gets a lot of hate because it looks like a graphical downgrade from the original, but the graphics still look really good, and I'd say they definitely hold up today. Yo, why the moon look so fucking big, bro? Let me get a closer look. My search for evidence leads me to the Batmobile, where there are a couple of goons trying to destroy my car. So I get to it and smash their skulls. While at the Batmobile, we pick up the explosive gel, and we discover Jim Gordon's pipe, which leads us to the hospital. Inside the hospital is another Predator encounter, which like the others isn't really a big deal. This one's pretty easy. After clearing the room, the doctor tells me there's still 3 more doctors that are trapped in the hospital, which shouldn't be a big deal. I've been doing most of the work around here anyways. The first doctor I rescue is Dr. Young, and the reason I'm bringing it up now is because she is very important later. So make sure you keep her tucked in the back of your mind for safekeeping. The other 2 doctors are pretty insignificant, so I'm just going to show them here. And here's a man Batman 100% killed. After saving all the doctors, Dr. Young says that she has some very important notes left at the mansion that she wants to get. Batman is not a very big fan of this plan, but ultimately he lets her go with cash. There's also another Predator encounter in this room, which I deal with insanely quickly because I am insane at this game. After the Predator encounter, I take the elevator downstairs, where surely nothing bad will happen down here. Just kidding, looks like Scarecrow already beat me down here, and it looks like I'm gonna have to deal with him before I get back to dealing with Joker. Oh, and finding Commissioner Gordon, of course. Where is he? No. Alright, looks like we're dealing with Scarecrow now. But first, I gotta find him. Alright, so he's not here. He's not here. Maybe he's right here? Yep, found him. Scarecrow's fear toxin doesn't even have that bad of an effect on Batman. All it really does is make him think he's playing Super Mario Wonder, which isn't even that bad. Anyways, unless you hate Mario, Scarecrow's section is pretty easy. The game just turns into a really fun side-scroller. Once you reach the end, all you have to do is shine Scarecrow with a massive bat signal, and once you do, he reacts about the same way as your average League of Legends player to getting a shower. After beating Scarecrow, we find out that the body on the floor was not Commissioner Gordon, and that Gordon was just being held hostage in the next room over by Harley Quinn. After freeing Gordon, we investigate the room down below, and we find Bane just hanging out, and he has seen some better days. I'll say it now because the game says it later, but basically Bane has been experimented on. All the venom in his blood has been drained to make the Titan formula, which is the same formula used to make the Titans. Alright, Batman, you can sit this one out. I got this guy. What the fuck? Alright, Bane. Bane is basically like the Titan henchman from the beginning of the game, except you can't just run up and get killed by him. As for why I did it, it's because I'm addicted to Chip. Like, bro, there's just nothing better than the tiny amounts of damage that I get, and like they add up, bro. They add up. They add up. Addiction aside, the fight is pretty easy. All you gotta do is get Bane to run into 2 walls, and that's 3 walls if you're not using Chip damage, and beat him up once the health bar's down. Then you just gotta repeat that 2 more times, and the fight's done. After beating Bane, Batman kind of just lets him get wailed on by a bunch of pipes, and then he kind of just nopes on out of there. But to be fair, I'll probably do the exact same thing, and that's the Bane fight done. Good job, Batman. Now let's blow this pop stick. Ah! Ow. Uh-oh. I'm not a fan of brakes. Absolutely deserved. After fighting Bane, Gordon's had just about enough and decides to leave the island. Which I don't blame him, because I would too. I mean, I just got manhandled by a 6'10" roid-raged man. Like, who's to know what comes next? Speaking of roids, it's time for me and Batman to analyze the Titan in the Batcave. So let's go. Alright, you're gonna want to sit down for this one. Batman finds out that the Titan formula is just a stronger version of Bane's venom. Now is the time to take the Penny Youngs out of the back of our brains, because she was the one actually creating the Titan formula. Again, the game says it later, but I'll say it now. But basically, she was blackmailed by the Joker into creating barrels of this stuff so he can make his own Titan army. The reason she also wanted to head to the Arkham Mansion was because all of her notes are there. So now, we need to head to the mansion and destroy the notes and make sure no more Titan gets created. To the mansion. Alright, the Arkham Mansion. The Arkham Mansion is a pretty easy section of the game. Up first is this big room with enemies, which I'm not even gonna lie, took me a couple tries, but I did beat it. And I beat it with exactly 1 health. Like, I don't even think I could try to get there again if I could. Like, I genuinely had a pixel of health left. After my insane clutch, I cleared another room. I also destroyed the chandelier and a really expensive looking glass floor. And I also saved these 2 people from a bomb. And here is where I realized I made a kind of stupid mistake, because now I have to run all the way back to the other side of the mansion to do something else, which is incredibly annoying, but not much I can do about it now. Once I get to the other side, there's a predator encounter waiting for me. This one's pretty easy because you can just grapple these people off the 2nd floor. And if you're over here saying, whoa, Batman doesn't kill people, you're right. The floor killed the person. Anyways, after killing a few more people, we finished the predator encounter. After the predator encounter, I find myself in Dr. Penny Young's office. It looks like she's taking the notes out of her safe, which is no big problem because I can just track down her fingerprints and find out where she put them. Which now means I have to run all the way back to the other side of the mansion to find her notes. All this excessive running back could have been avoided if I just went to her office first, but I didn't. Anyways, after I found the notes, I destroyed them, and I went out to find Dr. Penny Young, who's probably at the end of this really long hallway. This excessively long hallway. Got some leaks in here. Call a plumber, am I right? Okay, we're outside now. Oh, okay, yep, that's his parents. Oh god. In case you haven't figured it out by now, this is another one of Scarecrow's hallucinations. One hallucination where it turns Batman into his worst fear. A child. Don't worry, we turn back into Batman shortly and we're back to good old Scarecrow. This section's a lot like the first one, except instead of doing a full 360, Scarecrow sorta just does a panning motion. And he also spawns some enemies. Although the enemies are pretty easy to deal with, they kinda die in 1 KO. Really not much to talk about since it's pretty much the same as the first one, but I'll never turn down a Scarecrow section. I dealt with him the same way as I did last time by bathing him with some nice light. When Batman awakes, he somehow ends up at the top of the watchtower. When you leave this area, there's literally 0 way to get back up here, so I have no idea how Batman even got here in the first place. Anyways, after that hiccup, I find Dr. Young. It turns out she's being held hostage by Zsasz. But unfortunately, Zsasz is not a main character in this game, so I dealt with him pretty easily. Batman questions Dr. Young, and it's here where he finds out that she made all the Titan for Joker because she was blackmailed. Blackmail or not, she basically made a super weapon, so after this, she's coming with us.
Makes sense. You think he's insane? Oh my god!
Oh, fuck. After waking up, we found out that Harley Quinn has kidnapped the warden. Thankfully, she hits him, which leaves a trail of DNA for us to follow. After we follow the trail, we end up in the Penitentiary. I absolutely hate this area. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you guys. This area is incredibly boring. However, there are a few important key details to the story that happen here, so I'm gonna tell you guys those, and then we're out of here. First, we meet Poison Ivy, but she's locked up behind bars, which is good. But then Harley Quinn literally releases her 5 minutes later. That's bad. Joker also decides to release every single lunatic, which, I mean, they're pretty easy, so I guess that's good. In some actual good news, we free the warden. Alright, now that I've told you all the really important stuff, it's time to finish up this section. First, we get this combat encounter, which is very easy. I promise you, I wasn't at 1 HP the whole time during this one. Up next is this room where I have to save these 2 hostages. Pretty easy. All you have to do is turn off the electricity, and then cut them down once the electricity has been powered off. And now, it's time for the Harley Quinn fight. Yeah, you thought you were getting the real boss music, it's Mr. Vercetti for you. Basically, Harley Quinn's whole boss fight is just her sending a bunch of enemies to attack you. Although I will say it is very fun when you get to electrocute the enemies. Other than that, this fight is basically just another combat encounter. After the fight, Harley's put behind bars and now we get to find Ivy, who's currently hiding out in the Botanical Gardens. So let's go. The Botanical Gardens is way better than the Penitentiary. First, you're thrown into an immediate Predator section. This Predator section isn't much different from any other one in the game, but I do find Predator encounters more engaging than regular combat encounters. But this next Predator encounter is pretty unique, because there are these two people suspended over a giant pit, and if you get caught, this guy drops them down the pit. It's a pretty cool gameplay mechanic, and to my knowledge, I don't think it's ever been done again in the Arkham series. And to beat the section, all you have to do is take out the operator first, and then the rest of the room is smooth sailing. This room's pretty fun too, because you can use the bat claw to grapple people down into the endless pit. Why it doesn't kill these people, but it kills the hostages? I don't know. After clearing out the room, we come face to face with Joker and two of his goons who are packing Titan. Alright, Batman, I got the one on the left, you get the one on the right. You know the drill. Well, I'm sure you guys know the deal by now with dealing with Titans. Even though this fight's technically different because there's two of them, the concept is still the same. Although, when you're fighting two Titans at the same time, you gain the ability to ride one of them, and then beat the crap out of them. It's pretty fun. This fight's definitely one of the highlights of the Botanical Gardens, simply because of the fact that you really don't get to fight two Titans anywhere else except for the final fight. Anyways, after aura farming while beating the Titans, I'm off to find Ivy. After finding Ivy, Batman questions her on how he can stop the Titan, and she says that there are these spores that are found deep in Killer Croc's lair that can stop the effects of the Titan. So I guess we're off to Croc's lair. On my way to Croc's lair, Joker thought it'd be a funny prank to give Ivy some Titan. So now there's these big crazy plants growing up all over the island. On my way to Croc's lair, there's another Predator encounter. Nothing too different about this one except for the fact that if you use the gargoyles, they explode. I would show you, but I didn't use the gargoyles because they explode. Anyways, after finishing the Predator encounter, I head over to Croc. Yep, we got another Scarecrow section on our hands, and this one is definitely the coolest one out of the three. It starts off by making you think that your game has crashed, to then making you think that your entire save data has been wiped because it replays the intro. Except this intro isn't the same as the regular intro. All the characters' positions have been swapped, placing Batman in the stretcher while the Joker follows behind. This is definitely one of the coolest parts of the game for me, and I remember being so confused when I played this for the first time. The game also double downs on the confusion by giving you a fake death screen and saying that you needed to use the middle stick to dodge Joker's gun. After respawning, you wake up as Batman, and you start the real Scarecrow encounter. The Scarecrow encounter is the same as the last ones. Scarecrow's searching pattern has also decreased significantly to the point where it's basically just taking quick glances left and right. The ending of this encounter is not at all the same as the other ones. In fact, it takes us into the real world where we see that Batman is just absolutely manhandling Scarecrow. And it puts us back into the encounter to show Scarecrow facing directly at us and summoning a bunch of skeletons to fight. Once you defeat all the skeletons, every single bat signal lights up, and then you end the fight as regularly by shining the light on Scarecrow. Scarecrow did not take too kindly to his loss, because now he's threatening to poison the whole city water supply. Listen, bro, we beat you fair and square. You can just put the bag down and we can all go home, have a nice relaxing day. Like, I feel like you're just pushing this too far, bro. I mean, like, we can just stop this right now. So, Croc. Killer Croc is definitely my favorite part of this game. Like 90% of the reason why I always started new Batman Arkham playthroughs was to get to this Killer Croc part. You know, one thing I gotta tell you about this... Sorry. While in Croc's lair, you have to walk slow, otherwise he'll know where you are and he'll just pop out of the water and kill you. Doesn't happen to me though. Once you play this game a couple times, you kind of start to learn when and where he pops out, so it really wasn't an issue for me. Stopping Croc is as simple as just throwing a batarang at him when he's charging at you, and this will give him a shock as if he's a streamer's dog. Other than avoiding Killer Croc though, you'll have to collect these spores. After about 6 or 7 spores, you'll have enough to make the Titan cure. Once you've collected enough spores, you start to head back and get jump scared by Killer Croc jumping right in front of you. I'm convinced these devs coded this part to where he only jumps when you walk a few steps forward, because I've had a couple runs where this man jumps right in front of me and we're basically kissing to me. Ugh. Once you make it back, Croc starts breaking all the platforms and you just have to run all the way to the exit. It's a pretty fun, intense section, even though there's basically no way to die if you keep holding X the whole time. Once you do make it, you blow up a floor that was rigged with explosive gel, sending Croc all the way down to the sewers. After coming back from Croc's lair, Batman is able to make a Titan cure, so now I'm on my way to stop Ivy. On my way to stop Ivy, I find out that Joker has dumped all of his Titan into the water supply, turning it into this very tasty looking Mountain Dew color. Even though it looks like Mountain Dew, it's still pretty dangerous. I have to turn off 3 water pumps to stop the water from moving any further. 2 of the pumps are after this small combat encounter, and the last pump is after a Predator encounter, which isn't that difficult, especially given the use of the Ultra Claw. However, All good things must come to an end with this next combat encounter. The encounter starts with a Titan in a room about the size of a New York City apartment, which is bad enough on its own, but what makes it worse is that waves and waves of enemies will keep spawning, which basically makes you feel like you're fighting inside of, like I said earlier, a New York sized apartment. A weird camera angle and the Titan's basically full room AoE attacks make this room really difficult. I'm really not good at this room in general in normal playthroughs, but the fact that I had 0 upgrades made this room even more harder than it should have been. I don't have the exact number of attempts, but I had over 30 minutes of footage alone in this room. Here's one attempt where the Titan literally runs past me and I still go down. No idea how that happened. Anyways, after a very annoying play session, I finally beat the room with not that much HP left. It wasn't pretty, but I got it done. Back at the Botanical Gardens, I'm gonna skip through most of this since it's basically the exact same as the first time. Batman tries to use the Titan Cure on Poison Ivy, but it doesn't really work because you saw it coming. And so now I have to fight this giant plant with Poison Ivy inside of it. And this fight is my favorite fight for one reason and one reason only. And no, it is not because of the sounds she makes during the fight, you sickos. It's because of Chip. Ivy's fight has you fighting this giant plant that you can constantly throw batarangs at that actually do significant chip damage. I mean, just look at the amount of health I got down on her before I was actually meant to damage her. Just ignore my actual health bar. Rinse and repeat this until her health bar falls down to 0, and then you apply some explosive gel to activate phase 2, which is the exact same as phase 1, except now there's enemies attacking you. Once you get her health low enough, she falls down and you apply some more explosive gel and the fight's done. After fighting Ivy, she starts having a really big temper tantrum. Like, calm down, dude. It's not like you just got your face blown up. Thankfully, while she's breaking everything around her, she makes a perfect-sized Batman escape hole. And now, it's time for the final fight. While trying to find Joker, I find out that he's throwing a little surprise party for me. He's even got my name on the list. What a nice guy. Inside, the Joker starts counting down to reveal the prize. Really hope it's something dope like a chihuahua. That'd be so cool. But you know what'd be even cooler? A gumball machine. Right before the final Joker fight, there's one more fight with 2 Titans. This fight is pretty easy, although it did take me 2 attempts. Like, that was a pretty nasty backhand. Overall, though, the fight was pretty easy. After the fight, Joker reveals that he's had Gordon this whole time. Which, like, how did he even do that? We literally saw him leave on a boat. Logistics aside, the Joker tries to shoot Gordon, but Batman decides to tank the shot like an absolute G. What a guy. I guess that's a joke's on you for your plan not working. Wait, what are you doing? Oh, shoot. I guess he's still alive. Yep, turns out Joker actually shot himself with a Titan gun. So now we're about to witness a battle between Titan Joker and Titan Batman. Wait, stop. This is what I use the boss music on? This? I'm so sorry, y'all. I gotta have a heart-to-heart, so we're whipping out the Mr. Rossetti one last time. This is the final boss of the game, Titan Joker. And this is the reason why not so many people like this game. While the game has a great early game and great atmosphere, just seeing Joker become a Titan doesn't really fit at all. Which is a shame, because the game is so great, but they just fumbled the ending. Anyways, that's my rant. Back to your regular boss music. Batman also decides to use the Titan Cure on himself. I don't really know why, but makes for a better boss fight. Titan Joker's a lot different than the other Titans because he doesn't just try to mindlessly charge at you and kill you. Instead, he does actually try to hit you. And once he's done trying to hit you, he sends down some enemies to attack you. And once you finish attacking the enemies, you're able to pull Joker down from the high ground and then start wailing on him. Even hit him with a sick uppercut to finish the job. As goofy as Titan Joker is, I still really enjoy this boss fight. And to be fair, I really don't know any other way they could have ended this game. After pulling Joker down for the 3rd and final time, he falls through the floor, and he gets zapped by these big old batteries that he was using to shock the arena. Apparently, still isn't done though, so I have to hand him a knuckle sandwich, and then that's the end of the run. Here's me post-game showing that I did in fact not buy any upgrades. And if I'm being completely honest, this game really is not that hard without upgrades. But it's a fun way to mix up your gameplay if you feel like the game's getting a little stale after playing it for the 50th time. Anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys next time.